Hi, I'm Katie Barr, and this is Boca Matters. In 1974, the Greater Beach and Park District was created, and Boca Raton has benefited ever since. With us today is the former Executive Director, Art Koski, who's going to give us a little bit of the history regarding the Greater Beach and Park District. Hello, Art. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's truly a pleasure to have you here.
Well, it's also a pleasure of mine to relate to as many people as possible the history of this great organization.
So it's been 40 years.
The district was formed in approximately 1943.
Really? Wow.
And it was formed for the purpose of reimbursing the city for the cost of acquiring, maintaining, and operating what we know as Reef Park.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, the geographic boundaries of the district at that time were the Atlantic Ocean on the east and 441 on the west.
That's quite a distance.
And it went from the C-15 canal on the north end to basically the Deerfield line.
Gosh.
Now, an interesting thing happened the year after it was formed. The legislature amended our enabling legislation and moved the western boundary to the eastern side of the turnpike.
So what are some of the highlights during your career with the beach and parks?
Well, first, the district has the largest tax base in the county, by not only including roughly 90,000 people that live in the city, but also 30,000 people that live west of the city and east of the turnpike. The purpose of the city forming the district was that they felt that the people who did ultimately live west of the central portion of the city would in fact benefit from public beaches. So they were all brought in as taxpayers to the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District. And that was in 1974.
Okay.
I was a very young man at the
I'm sure. So think on the eastern section is like Red Reef, Gumbo Limbo. Is that all part of the district?
Yes. We also took some property that was west of A1A, and that included where now the Reef Park golf course is.
Yes.
The areas behind Gumbo Limbo Nature Center, and the property upon which the Nature Center currently exists.
And I know according to the website, it says that you're all still actively acquiring land or on the lookout for land.
Well, the difficulty with the operation of the district is that we have to be very sensitive. Our organization has only one primary source of revenue, and that is taxes.
So when the city recently sold the golf course on Glades, that was a city course. It's not a...
That is not a district course.
Okay.
It is not within the district. The district became involved at the request of the city to try to keep golf in Boca Raton.
And I think everybody's very happy that we are. So looking forward to the future of Beach and Park, we now own the Ocean Breeze Golf Course.
We acquired the Ocean Breeze Golf Course, which is about 215 acres of open space. The mayor approached us, along with residents of Boca Chica, and asked us if we would undertake the project that we are now involved in. The first person that approached us was Mayor Susan Haney, and in conjunction with Lennar Homes, who had it under contract. A decision was made by the city to put the matter out for a public bid.
Well, at least we got to keep one.
It was a battle to try to convince everybody that it should be acquired, because it is not unreasonable for taxpayers or general business people to say, well, what is the value of the property that you're acquiring? Now, the price upon which we acquired it was a price that was set by the seller. I can't do anything about that. I can bargain, but they're the people that's going to make that decision. The issue with appraisals is somewhat different, because there were a number of golf courses at the time in Palm Beach County that had closed in a similar fashion with Ocean Breeze. And standing alone as a business venture, those properties weren't worth much.
Right.
And to appease all of the political factions in the community, the property was divided. The city has always been great when it comes to assisting the district in building projects. Our sugar sand
Beautiful.
project was acquired through cooperation with the city. And we did not have enough money to go out, for example, and buy Sugar Sand Park at $15 million. And we as a district, since our primary source of revenue, if not sole source of revenue, is taxation, would have had to go to a bond referendum. The city, on the other hand, has many sources of non-ad valorem revenue, and therefore they can go out for a revenue bond issue, which does not require a referendum.
Okay. Well, speaking of buying property, I'm sure you're keeping up to date with all that's happening on the beach. The controversy about the parcels on the beach, and I don't know that the Beach and Parks has any intention of participating in that.
Well, we did for a while. I mean, it's the Greater Boca Raton Beach
Right.
and Park District, so obviously beaches are near and dear to us. The city approached us, asked us if we would consider acquiring that property. It was clear that the owners of the property were not going to sell at reasonable prices, or at least what we considered reasonable. We did appraisals on all of the property. We were then asked by the city to see if we could acquire all of the properties by eminent domain. But again, eminent domain requires you to put the money in up front. And we did not have that sort of reserve. So we were relying on the city to do that, and the city decided to wait and see what happened during the application process.
Well, speaking as someone who grew up in Boca Raton and, spent my time at the beaches and in the parks, I just want to say thank you to you. I know everyone feels the same.
And I'm flattered by that. But it isn't me.
What's it,
It is the commissioners of the Beach and Park District. We've had a wide variety of people who have sat in those seats. But they don't get paid any money. They get paid $85 a meeting, and we had to fight to raise that from $75.
Oh, gosh.
And they spend hours every day on these projects. So they are the true volunteers and the true heroes in bringing parks to Boca Raton. And I cannot overlook or discount the cooperation we've received from the city of Boca Raton, especially their recreation service department, and all of the people that they've had there, going from Jim Rutherford to Tom Alexander to Mickey Gomez,
Right.
and now to Mike Calvert. All of it
Wow.
great people, and we work together. The one thing I will say about the district is that approximately 95 cents of every dollar that we collect in taxes goes back into the parks. We have no overhead. The fact is that not many people know about the Beach and Park District.
Right.
And I think it's probably good that we have that. And sometimes you're able to get things done without the political
True.
influences.
Yeah.
And we have been very successful in getting things done.
That's definitely true.
And the golf course is going to be one of
Oh,
these.
we're looking forward to that. Well, I hope you'll keep us updated on the progress, and we'll watch it closely.
The golf course is a very challenging process. It is not simply spreading grass seed over what was there. Nothing that was there is reusable. As you know, we've torn down the hotel.
Right.
We've torn down the old clubhouse. All of the holes will be redone, from tee boxes to fairways to greens, sand traps. Entire irrigation system will have to be replaced. Parking lots will have to be redone. We are contemplating a tunnel underneath 2nd Avenue. And I think that's the most important part of the golf course. I don't ever want to see an accident
Oh, gosh, yeah.
between a golf cart and an automobile on that roadway. So we felt with our designers the best way to do that would either to do a bridge or a tunnel. And the tunnel seems to be the most feasible way to get from one side of the road to the other.
Well, thank you, Art. We look forward to that.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you on the first tee And
Well, you haven't seen my swing lately, so.
we'll give you time to
Yeah,
practice.
let me get a few before you start the camera rolling.
Well, we wish you well.
Thank you.
And hopefully you'll keep us posted on the progress.
I certainly will, and thanks for the opportunity to speak about it.
Sure. That's it for today, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.